it's Heidi, and I am here today to talk to you about some books that I feel did not get the attention they deserve. So these are books that I really, really loved and I wish more people would read. Okay, the first one is The Demon's Lexicon by Sarah Reese Brennan, and this is a trilogy. I absolutely love these books. It's the story of Nick and Alan, who are brothers, and they run into May and her brother Jamie, who are having some problems that only Nick and Alan can help them with. We meet characters like Sin and Seb, and it's just, the characters are so well developed and they have a lot of depth and they're interesting, and there's quirkiness, and the writing is just really beautiful, and the story just really kind of keeps you going. So I highly recommend The Demon's Lexicon. They have new covers, by the way, so sorry about that. Another one, a book or series or author basically, where I just love their writing style, is Sandra Mitchell. This is The Vespertine. I feel like this one's gotten a lot more attention than her first book, Shadowed Summer, which I don't have here. Note to self, buy another copy, because I don't know where mine is. But she just really creates an amazing atmosphere, and the details and things that she uses are just so great. But they're not like to the point where it's like, okay, too many details, skip over it. She uses them incredibly to build a story. So this is A Vespertine, and then the sequel is coming out, or the next in the series is coming out April. It's called The Spring Suite, and then there'll be one more next year. And these are just amazing. I mean, you can see that I totally tabbed this sucker up because I just love them. So anything by Sandra Mitchell, including Shadowed Summer, her first book, which is awesome. Another one that I really love. Now, okay, this one's kind of silly, but you might be thinking Maureen Johnson, she's, especially on Twitter, she's quite well known, but this is her first book, The Key to the Golden Firebird, and it's still one of my very favorites of hers. I just love this book so much. It's about three sisters. Their dad has died, and it's their story, and the different chapters are told from a different perspective of each sister, and it's just really interesting to see how they are dealing in their lives and things like that, and it is fabulous. Dream Hunter by Elizabeth Knox is another one that I don't think I've ever met anybody who's read this or talked with about it anyway. It's the story of a girl named Laura, and Laura lives in a world very similar to ours, but there's an area called The Place, and dream hunters go in there and they capture these dreams. Okay, like you can find them, you can hunt them and capture them, and then they bring them back, and there are other people who are skilled and with the ability to be able to dream these dreams so that other people can see them. So like you'll be in an auditorium and the person will go to sleep and they'll dream this dream that the dream hunter caught, and everybody in the auditorium will be able to see this dream or be a part of this dream, and it's kind of like a form of entertainment, like the theater almost. So Laura and her cousin Rose are just turning 15, so they're going to go on their first they're going to the place for the first time to see if they have the ability to be dream hunters, and they discover kind of a really dark secret that the government has been keeping about dream hunters and dreaming and all that stuff, and it's amazing. And I love that it's a duet, so there's only 2 books. How cool is that? So there's the Dream Hunter books. Another author that I really love is Anne Osterlin. She wrote Academy 7 and Aurelia, and then Aurelia has a sequel called Exile, and they're just really fun stories. These are both very different. This one's kind of a historical romance mystery story, and then this one, it takes place in space, on spaceships, and that is not typically my kind of thing, but it's really more about the relationships between the characters and the stories going on, and it was awesome. Like, Anne Osterlin, for real, read her books, she's great. Sherwood Smith is one of my very favorite fantasy authors. Like if I'm craving fantasy, I read her or Tamara Pierce or the Graceling books, things like that. And she has amazing books. Her covers tend to be a little questionable. Like they maybe don't look so great, but the books are awesome. This one is Crown Duel, which is actually 2 books in one. Again, so it was a duet that they published in one big book, but it's a great story. High fantasy, action, adventure, mystery, romance, all that good stuff. Jordan Sonnenblick, another one of my very favorites. This is his first one, Drum Skills, A Dangerous Pie. He has Notes from Midnight Drivers, Then in the Art of Faking It, After Ever After, and his new one is called Curveball, The Year I Wrecked My Life, or the year I Lost My Grip. Curveball, The Year I Lost My Grip. But I think of him, and coming from me, you know, this is huge, a lot like John Green. And in the way he writes his stories and the way he tells his stories, I get a lot of the same feelings where he can have me laughing, but at the same time, I'll be feeling these really intense, like, oh, heartbreak moments. So Jordan Sonnenblick, check his books out. And then the last ones that I'm going to talk about are Maggie Stiefvater, again, a very popular author of the Shiver series, Scorpio races, all that stuff. But these are her first books, Lament and Ballad, and I read these when they came out, and I just love them. And they're based in like Celtic fairy lore, and they're delightfully creepy. And I mean, just look at that cover, right? These remind me, they don't remind me of, but if you like Holly Black's fairies like Tithe and Valiant and Ironside, or Melissa Marr's Wicked Lovely, these might be some things that would interest you. A little bit darker and very strongly based in the myth. So they are fabulous. So that's just a few of my very favorite books that I think are highly, highly underrated. Or not so much underrated as they don't have as much of a readership as I think they deserve. So hopefully you will check some of these out.